Hello, my name is Kurt Brown, also known as Saint Rambo, and I have a website titled Mobile Audit Club. I was watching this video. I had someone send me a comment on this, and they're talking about these veterans committing suicide. I encourage young men to never serve the United States military, and if you do serve the United States military, do not turn to the Veterans Administration for help because you will regret it. Do not work in the federal financial regulatory system if you are a veteran. I was warned this by another veteran when I was graduating college as an accountant. I went to work for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. My life was thrown upside down, and the Veterans Administration was standing there as a plaintiff in a case when I was in fear for my life after surviving an attempt on it because I reported money laundering and murder. The Veterans Administration stood by and let me be forcibly injected, and then I was hauled into court and forced to sign documents, or they were threatening to throw me in an insane asylum with more forced injections. A regional director at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in San Francisco allegedly had committed suicide before I had arrived there in his office with his own gun. That is bullshit lies by that idiot regime in power. They are the enemy to mankind. What they were doing, they were setting up bank charters for casino operators, associates, and for drug lords out in California who come from the whole Pacific Rim, including Mexico, South America, Asia, everywhere you go. They were setting up situations where they could launder money. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Do not work for the federal regulatory agencies if you are a veteran. Stay away from them. Become an engineer and maybe get a higher level job here in the United States, or go somewhere else better off. Go somewhere where they don't have casinos, somewhere like Norway, somewhere like Brazil. Brazil probably is just as bad underneath. You know how that goes. The black market is with the, that's a bad name anyway, I should say the underground markets, the hidden markets are a much more profound economy in a lot of places, and a lot of people realize, even here in the United States. I feel sorry for that kid who committed suicide. The federal government does not give a shit about you. The multimillionaires who own it do not give a shit about you. Whenever you go over there fighting in Iraq, when you volunteer for that shit, you can get killed, and these people do not care. You are nothing to them. You must realize this. Do not turn to the VA for health care because they're doing forced injections, forced experiments, and they're probably doing some experiments with drugs they're giving you that they might have done something to you while you were in the military so they can continue those experiments. They don't need you as a soldier. They might need you as an experiment, as a rabbit, a human rabbit, to test these drugs in other military type things. I was forcibly injected on numerous occasions since working as a bank examiner. I have thought about committing suicide, but there's no point in it. I'm going to die anyway. I'm getting old. I urge young men not to commit suicide. The best thing to do is stay away from the United States government, view them as our enemy, and keep your children away from them. I encourage you to protect your family from them. Do not ever trust them. I have seen so much hatred in the United States since I worked as a bank examiner. I even turned into Sheriff Jack Tillman, who was starving inmates. I was sitting down there per a request of a relative. They said, "You got a relative in here that's starving. He's emaciated. Find out what's going on." As an accountant, I didn't have to look very far. I know who steals the money. It's the federal government. And then their associates in local government. You see that veteran standing there? They snatched his heart out. You never serve the regime in power, and you applaud when they are destroyed. This is Kurt Brown, Saint Rambo, and Mobile Audit Club.